Welcome to this place called Earth and the project, Somatic Inversions, the anatomy of subtle control. In this short, the precision trigger, how manipulators activate your old wounds on purpose. In this short, we explore and expose the mechanisms that shape behavior beneath awareness. The wound that reacts before you do. Manipulators don't need to study psychology to know where your old wounds live. They simply watch what your body reacts to. A slight shift in your face, a pause before answering, a tightening of your shoulders, a change in your breathing pattern, a moment of self-doubt in your eyes. Your nervous system reveals more about your history than your words ever could. And skilled manipulator, whether consciously or instinctively, learn exactly which invisible threads to pull. This is the precision trigger, the activation of your old wounds through subtle cues that bypass your thinking mind and go straight into your somatic memory. Somatic memory. The body remembers what you'd rather forget. Trauma researchers such as Bessel van der Kolk, Babette Rothschild, and Peter Levine have shown that trauma is stored not as narrative memory, but as implicit bodily states: tightness, flinching, collapse, panic spikes, shame drops, and emotional flash responses. Manipulators don't need your history. They read the somatic micro-signals that reveal it: your discomfort around disappointment, your freeze around anger, your shrinking around dominance, your appeasement of criticism, your collapse around rejection. They don't guess. Your wounds. Your body shows them frame by frame. The partner who knows exactly where to press in romantic manipulation. Precision triggering often looks like slight withdrawal to activate your abandonment wound, subtle disappointment to activate childhood shame, emotional inconsistency to activate insecurity, questioning your memory to activate past gaslighting, and sudden silence to activate fear of rejection. Trauma victims quote, "They didn't know my history, but they behaved as if they'd studied it." They hadn't. Their somatic reactions were the map. People who grew up with unpredictable caregivers are especially vulnerable because the body broadcasts neediness, vigilance, appeasement, fear of anger, fear of conflict, and fear of being too much. A manipulator sees these traits and instinctively knows, push here, they'll fold. When your wounds become a recruitment tool, cults, extremist movements, and high control groups identify vulnerabilities with surgical precision, not through questionnaires, through pattern matching. Who responds most intensely to acceptance? Identifies with an abandonment wound. Who softens when praised? Displays a shame wound. Who melts under certainty? Has and displays an instability wound. Who clings to community? Displays a loneliness wound. Research analyzing groups like NXIVM, Jonestown, and extremist online communities describe this as trauma-informed recruitment, not healing trauma, but weaponizing it. The somatic longing becomes their leverage. Corporate precision. Your algorithm knows your wounds too. It's not only manipulators. Corporations and digital platforms use behavioral data to trigger insecurity, fear of missing out, inadequacy, envy, urgency, and social shame. Every click becomes a micro-confession. Your nervous system becomes predictable to machines trained to activate it. This is algorithmic precision triggering, and it works because your somatic history shapes your online behavior. Your body predicts your digital future. Manipulation begins where you have unresolved emotion. Unprocessed wounds become buttons, levers, entry points, behavioral scripts, and somatic vulnerabilities. A manipulator doesn't need to overpower you. They only need to activate the emotion you haven't resolved. And once the wound is activated, your boundaries weaken, your cognition blurs, your responses shift to survival mode, your autonomy collapses, your reactions become predictable, and trauma doesn't just make you sensitive. It makes you legible. The inversion we were taught: don't let people get to you. Be less sensitive. Stop reacting. Control your emotions. They can't push your buttons if you don't have any. So to close this short, the inversion is: manipulators don't activate your wounds because you're weak. They activate them because your body communicates your history long before you speak it. You weren't overreacting, you were being read. Your wounds are not flaws, they are unintegrated maps of your survival. And once you understand your own somatic triggers, the precision of others loses its power.